Hello everyone, it's me, NYSE Einstein from the Florida New York Stock Exchange, September 5th. It's a sort of a fascinating market here. We closed at 25,995, Dow up 20 points. Insignificant. The Russell and the S&P are under a lot of pressure. I think the Russell being down 13 handles is basically some profit taking because we feel like we're at the high end of this range. They've had some money at Russell's trading off its highs, and it feels to me like people are selling that and maybe getting into something else. What's significant is for 2 days in a row now, maybe 3, we've seen tech severely under pressure, right? So, you know, the DOJ, Department of Justice, is eviscerating all the Googles and the Facebooks and the Twitters and stuff like that, and Micron and tech sector per se, right? So they're going after that, and there's been some leakage into some of the other parts. Amazon, which hit record highs of over $2,000 a share earlier in the week, is now selling off in accordance, in concert with the rest of the tech sector. Tech sector, 26% of the S&P, is really what's contributing to the S&P being down while the Dow is up. So people are selling the S&P, they're selling the Russell, and I say, you know, I really believe that we've caught a bid in the Dow. We don't see any leakage into the Dow because relatively, if there was, we would see the Dow down 300 or 400 points. And these 2 or 3 days in a row that we're seeing this sell-off in the S&P and a slightly greenish posture in the Dow, we would not be seeing that at all. So while there is stock coming in for sale across the board in the markets, we're seeing a bid in the Dow and we're not seeing a bid in the Russell and the S&P. All that being said, we're seeing a little bit of a retracement off the 70 level in oil, and that's going back into the gold sector. So it's a flight to safety in gold as far as that goes. The transport's off a little bit. So we're seeing, normally you see fresh money coming into the market, and we're seeing that act itself out or be seen in the Dow being up and the S&P and whatnot early in September. That's not what's happening. We are seeing actually a rather red first week in the S&P and the Russell, and I've explained why that's the case. And we're actually seeing money being absorbed into the market in the Dow. People are buying them, or else we would see that leakage and we would see a dark red situation there, which we're not seeing. So it's kind of a fascinating beginning of September. We do have a lot of things later on in September. We've got a Russell month end, we've got an S&P quarterly, and a number of rebalances. So we're seeing sizable imbalances on the close. Most of our volume today, 780. Yesterday, midday volume was 400, and closing volume 800. So we're seeing a lot of, more than half of the volume coming into the days is happening in the MOC. Yesterday was a big sell, and we caught a bid. Today was a big buy that flipped to the sell at the end of the day. So let's not overanalyze what's happening in the market. Money shifting hands here in September. Third quarter, coming into the fourth quarter here. Money moving around, people coming out of one sector into another. No big dislocation in the Dow, but definitely some sell posture and narrative in the S&P and the Russell. That's all I have to say. Let's not overanalyze it. Stick with me. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll see what happens. Ending the first week of September. NYSE Einstein, Inside Vershoft. I'll see you tomorrow.